Hey, Spiritual Girls in a Material World with Kelly Sullivan Walden and Nancy T starts now.
Welcome to Spiritual Girls in a Material World, where we celebrate the bling, the ka-ching, and the mystical in everything, because mystical is in everything, even if it doesn't seem like it. I'm Kelly Sullivan Walden, and this is Nancy. And I promise I'm not going to sing opera throughout this whole thing. So what are we talking?
Why not?
I don't know. Okay, maybe because that makes me pretend like I feel like I can sing if I do that.
Really?
I'm Ethel Merman.
So that would be I think you're gonna have some of that. You'll be swell. It's like that.
Everything's coming up rosy.
It's like George Zip on Airplane. For anyone watching, they'll know what I'm talking about.
Started here.
Yeah.
Started there. Okay. Anyway, hello, honey. What are we talking about today?
I think it's gratitude.
Are we talking?
Are we talking about gratitude? I think we are.
I think gratitude is, I want to talk about radical gratitude.
So you don't want to call it gratitude, though, because you already said that grossed you out.
Ratatouille. No. Maybe I can't figure out another way. Maybe my brain is just
gratical.
I like that. I like that. I need to open the window because I need to be grateful for the air. Oh my God, I'm buzzing. Where are you? You're at a friend's studio? That's because you look like you're in like heaven.
I think, yes, reporting from heaven. There should be angels behind me. Where are they when I need them?
Stay away from the light. Don't go into the light. I don't know why they tell them not. I don't know why they told them in Poltergeist not to go into the light. Would that be because they would then die? But then they go into the light. So
I don't know. But that whole thing was to remember, and didn't the little girl go up against the TV and
so many of the people on that movie died in mysterious, creepy ways. I think they conjured. So they should have told them go into the light because the light.
That's why they died in mysterious ways. And they told them
they went. They're like, okay, well, I've got the light in the dark. So yeah, not good.
Well, we have gratitude that we weren't in that movie then. How about that?
Yes.
There's one movie I don't want to be in.
No. Or, this is off topic, but related to what we're just talking about. I met with a guy who was one of the producers of Paranormal State. And it was a movie series. And then they also did a TV version of it.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he was talking to me about wanting to do a show on dreams because he thought it was still a mystical topic, but it was on a higher frequency because bad stuff started to happen to all of the people that were working on that film and then the TV show.
And the movie that I was in, the Fear Clinic, they would put them like in a trance, like dream-like state, and then they would try to deal with their fears. And it was all about like going into their dreams and dealing with their fears. No, in Fear Clinic, the movie that I was in.
Oh, I need to see this movie.
Oh, scary. I could barely watch it.
What were you doing in the movie?
I'm the mom of the guy who's, it's a spoiler alert, everybody. He's like this killer, and I'm the mom of him. And the reason why he's this killer, but I'm not sure if they ever revealed it, was like the stuff I was doing to him. I'm not sure if they kept that scene in. There was a really creepy scene where I was it wasn't exactly molesting him, but I mean, it was a little lightweight.
Okay. Hello, this is another thing you and I have in common. We both played the mother of somebody who grows up to be a serial killer. I played in a movie called blue something, code blue, shield blue something. It had to do with police but it's all about this really demented serial killer that kills all these prostitutes. And then they flash back every time he's about to kill a woman. They flash back to when he was a little boy, and hello, mommy comes home who was a prostitute. Hello.
Yep.
And I make him into a little girl because I wanted a little girl and not a little boy. So I'm like, come here, sweetheart. Come here, my little girl. And I paint and I like brush his hair and I put a wig on him and I put makeup on him and he's crying and crying. And I'm like, be quiet or you don't know that I'll smack you. And I'm like abusive and I turn him into a girl. So he grows up to be a transvestite killer of prostitutes, all because of my lovely influence. So there you go. One more thing in common. Oh man, I have to go.
I was a psycho more than once, and one of the times I was kind of like a Stepford wife type psycho. And like very much like I killed your father, and here's the roast beef. You know, that kind of thing.
You do that very spookishly well.
I know. Yes, I killed daddy. Here's something to eat. Oh, wow.
To eat. Oh my God. Okay, we're going to talk about Stepford stuff in our next one, but radical gratitude. Yeah. Okay, so I think this is kind of a pickup where we left off from our FOMO NOMO episode.
Oh, okay.
So from my perspective, and I want to hear what you think, I've been having, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm getting older, maybe a little wiser, I don't know, but I for sure am noticing this tremendous amount of peace and joy and gratitude in my life for very, very, very simple things. And I've been seeing things differently, like even like with Dana, my husband, even if, you know, we bicker about the same old things, I feel like I keep coming back to, it's like, here's the vision that I have. I feel like I'm a little girl on Christmas Day and I walk out and there's a stack of presents that all have my name on them under the Christmas tree. And every time I open one, another one appears. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. Okay, what's next? And where it's different than in real life, normally you open your presents and the stack goes down and then they're gone. And then you're like, when's Christmas come back? Instead of that, it's like the presents just keep growing and the stack keeps getting bigger. And I know for sure that I could spend my rest of my life opening up gifts and never get to the bottom of the stack. So I know.
That's
and
really
I'm looking, I mean,
and beautiful. I feel like we're in sync.
Yeah, it's
because I've been more gratitudinal. Is gratitudinal a word? I think it is now. I've been gratitude a lot. I've had a really great gratitude-ish feeling, and but lately I've been opening other people's gifts. Like I'm like the light shiner. I'm like here's the flashlight. Look at this. There's something to be happy for, you know, because I feel like sometimes I'll be surrounded with people who aren't necessarily grateful or who would like to complain or whatever. And I'm always the one going, but wait a minute, couldn't it be this? And isn't this wonderful? So I've been doing a lot of that. Like someone comes to me with all these complaints, and I say, but look at all this wonderful stuff that's happening right now. So I'm unwrapping other people's presents.
Oh,
right, wrong, who knows?
And you're opening it and giving it to them. You're not like opening it and like stashing it in your
like
bra and like. I think if there was going to be a part 2 of the movie The Secret, I feel like they could just simply focus it on gratitude, because I feel like my gratitude muscles are growing. And I'm somebody who I've been a lifetime journaler. I journal. I haven't been journaling a lot lately, but I've journaled forever. And I always start off my journaling with a gratitude list of 10 things. So I'm used to counting my blessings, but there's a difference. That's like normal, like good gratitude. This is radical gratitude. This is like a gratitude that just, it's like an awe. Okay, so I was at a wedding this last weekend with my stepdaughter, which I was grateful for because there were years and years that we never spoke. And then all of a sudden here we are, like besties. Anyway, we're at this wedding Yes, exactly. Like I used to dream about, like, oh my, I used to wake up every day and say, Dana, Misha and I went shopping last night in my dream, or we were out to dinner last night, or we were at a movie,
And
and
now it's
it
happening.
was like, and now it's totally happening. Anyway, at the wedding, there was a guy who had these tattoos on his neck, like right here under his, like right here, and they were Bible verses. And I was like, okay, what does that stand for? One of them was Philippians 4.2 or something, and he said that and I don't have the quote in front of me. I probably should, but I don't. But he said it's something like, most people, like a lot of football players, tattoo it near their eyes because because the quote says something like, with God with me, I can see further. I can do more because God is with me. And he said, but the real interpretation of it is if you connect with God, then you can see what you already have. And what you already have will blow your mind and make you so grateful. And then, yes, more will be added unto you. But you will realize that you don't have to like go, oh, I hope more comes in, because you're too busy counting your blessings and being in awe over the simple things and maybe some of the not so simple things that you already have. And I just was like, oh my God, that just nails it. And it's my obsession right now to do more of this, because I feel like, I mean, if I'm going to be practical about this, I feel like it's bringing really good things into my life. I feel like I'm bringing out better qualities in the people around me. I feel like there's opportunities up the wazoo. Now my issue is like being too busy, but I feel like there's something really, I feel like we're onto something in being radically gratitudinal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, radically.
That.
I think you're right. I think you're right. And there's nothing, certainly nothing wrong with it. It's something about, to me, and I've been really into energy lately, and about what you bring to the table, what you bring as a person. So what causes the wave in the room? Is it a beautiful wave or is it a tidal wave? And
Right.
so the gratitude part, I think back to many years ago in my 20s. I was driving down the highway with a boyfriend of mine, and I looked out at this field, and in Ohio there's a lot of open grass. It's like Ireland sometimes, and there's not a lot there, and it was just beautiful, and it had like what some would call weeds, but I think they're beautiful. They're those little purple flowers that grow up, grow. But some people say those are weeds, but I think they're so pretty, and they're really dandelions, and I love them. So I just look how beautiful that is. And he said, and look at all the wires up above them, with the communications, and look at the chemtrails in the sky, and I went, like, we're both looking at the same picture. And now he admitted later that he was just joking because he just thought I was being a little too Pollyanna.
No,
But there is
he
a part
said
of him that is like that. But I just was like, what? And to me, it was like this illustration of us as two people going, oh, this ain't right. But that's
right.
sort of just being able to look out the window and feel the glory. That's where I want to be. That's where I feel most at peace, really, because it's less of arguing with what is. If we go back to our Katie talk, it's less of that. It's more of just loving what is, loving it,
and opening up more and more of the gifts. It's so funny, as you're talking, the light has turned into a heart. It's literally like heart light over your head.
Ooh.
You see it?
Yes, I see it. Bloop, bloop.
I think that's an affirmation. I think it's a total affirmation. I think we're onto something. So I think if, I don't want to give people homework, but I would say juicy work or love work. I would love to invite everyone who's watching, or whoever you are, to explore what radical gratitude could mean to you. Do you tend to see the glass half full, half empty, half whatever?
Or like the article I just read, it's like, is the glass half full? Is it half empty? Or this is piss. That's what it said. I laughed so hard. I was that's too much. Now I almost wanted to click that as this is my answer of who I am, just because that's just funny. But I'm sorry.
Right. No, exactly. So, how can you take your gratitude up a notch, and what's in it for you? I mean, I think I think what stopped me from being more grateful is there was some unconscious thought that if I was grateful, then I would be settling. And this is where the good would stop. And if I'm ungrateful, but a little bit like unsatisfied, then I'd be striving to create things better. And I think that's kind of a collective belief that if we allow ourselves to be too happy, then we become kind of complacent. But I'm realizing it's a trick. It's not true. It's not true. It's like it puts us in like deeply in the flow of life. And it's kind of like loving somebody. Like if I see what's beautiful about you, then you just become more beautiful and more like you open up. And if I'm kind of cynical about you, then you're going to close up.
Close up, get defensive, get hurt, which never.
Right. So it's like that with life. I think if we just are loving life and genuinely, not pretending and not playing, doing like a Pollyanna blank kind of painting pink paint over it or wishing it was different. And it's not a fake thing. It's a real thing.
No, it's a real thing. There are a lot of really great things that happen all the time. And some of that stuff, I just let it tickle me. I just let it tickle my fancy all I can and enjoy the heck out of it. People will go, are you kidding me? I went shopping the other day with a friend of mine.
Of course you did.
Of course. Every story leads to shopping. And we were picking dresses and I was having so much fun. Just like, oh, look at this and look at this. She goes, you make this so fun. Like she couldn't quite believe how fun I made it. But it was because I was really enjoying it. I was enjoying the hell out of it. She tried it on. It looked beautiful. I'm like, look at you. I was so excited. She
wow.
You. So you see. It works.
There should be a Take Nancy shopping app where you can a virtual Nancy can go shopping with people. That would be so much fun. But let's leave people with a little gratitude challenge. Would you add anything to that gratitude challenge for them to think about what they're grateful for, how to make it more radical?
I think if even just once a day, just to keep it simple, if even just once a day, right when you're feeling like complaining, close your eyes and think of the thing that's good, because no matter what it is, there's always something really great that's happening. And totally. I mean, if it's like just the most horrific thing, there's something a little bit hilarious in the background, or there's always something good. There really is. And I know that sounds so Pollyanna and people just want to go, but I really think that, and I notice it amidst crap sometimes. There'll be just
there's so much, there's even science around this, like having more of it's really the game in life is about vibration, and the higher our vibration, then the easier things become and the more attractive we become and the more things flow, and the lower our vibration, the more difficult even the simplest things become, like getting out of bed, making food, taking out the trash. It's like, nobody wants to be.
Wow, you really got into that.
But it's like, so it is this game. I'm remembering, okay, I want to just tell one little story and then we'll wrap and zip. It was when I was on my way to an auto show many, many, many moons ago in our past life when we were doing auto shows. And I was on the phone with my sister and she was like, oh my God, how exciting. Where are you going? And I said, I don't know. I'm going somewhere like Dallas or whatever. And she's like, oh my God, that's so amazing. And I was like, oh, but it's not what I want to be doing. I hate doing the auto show. I was totally whining. And she said, okay, here's what I'm seeing. She said, it's like a Renoir painting of all those fabulous people wearing fabulous clothes where they're dining outdoors and they're like, ha, 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 ha. She said, I'm going to picture you doing the auto show in this fabulous suit, and you're going to be like a contemporary Renoir painting. And it's like people will look at that painting and go, God, I wish I was in that painting. Look at, like, you wish when you see a Renoir painting, you're like, oh, I want to just be in that scene for a moment. Anyway, so I took that with me, this new frame around something that was weighing heavy on my heart, and I had a blast. And I think I enjoyed most of the time that I got to do that. And then I met you soon after. So it
then it was really fun.
And then it was really fun. So sometimes you just need to change the frame around what you're seeing.
Oh, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Sometimes I just like to pretend like I'm playing. whatever it was. Because if you take any life action, you probably played it when you were little. And you played like you were driving a car. Remember you play that?
Oh
I
my
used to have
God.
this big tire. I don't know what the heck it was, but it was like this ring thing. And I would go like this on the couch and be like, drive. And it was bigger than my whole body, but it was a fun game. And now when I'm driving, sometimes I try to think of, remember how much fun I had, how much I wanted to do this.
Right. And how you'd think, oh my God, I can't wait to be old enough to drive. Oh my God, I can't wait to be old enough to, blah, blah, blah. And here we are, old enough to do anything.
Plenty old.
Plenty. But we need to be grateful that we're that old. Okay, Nancy, I think
we're going to wrap it up. I want to tell you how
you
can reach us. There's a couple ways. First of all, we have our own Facebook group that you have to join. It's so wonderful. It's called Spiritual Girls in a Material World. How convenient, right? That's our name. And you can find Kelly on Twitter, and it is Kelly. What's your name on Twitter? I always forget.
Kelly S. Walden. It's the same on Instagram too. Kelly
there
S.
you
Walden.
go. So she's Kelly S. Walden. And then me on Twitter, I am Nancy T. Like and then the word am, Nancy T. That's me on Twitter. And then on Facebook, she's Kelly Sullivan Walden, and I'm Nancy Telzero, which is what the T stands for, amongst other things. And then there's more. Oh, KellySullivanWalden.com, KellySullivanWalden.com, NancyTelzero.com, and our pages, Kelly Sullivan Walden DrDream.com. Is that right? Or no, Facebook?
Oh, Facebook. Kelly Sullivan Walden, Dr. Dream.
And doctor is spelled out D-O-C-T-O-R.
Dacotor.
Dacotor.
Oh, and here's a little plug for this book that's coming out next week.
Dreams and the Unexplainable. It goes with my background. My page you can find me on in Facebook is A to Z with Marilyn Me. And so, namaste. Namaste.